guys, this is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today is day 27
Come on, buddy.
of the 31 Days of Tarot put on by the wonderful Ethany. I have linked her website down below so you guys can definitely check it out. Today's prompt is to share our professional tarot reading experience, either as a reader or a seeker. So I would like to share my experience first time I got an actual professional tarot reading. Of course, like I've said before, I've had friends that have dabbled in tarot and things like that, and here is Wally. My first Wally experience was a pink tummy. Ready to come down. He was playing in his condo. First professional tarot reading experience. I had lots of tarot readings, but not by a professional, you know, definitely by friends and things like that. So I would say this was 3 or 4 Halloweens ago. So this was, we have a friend of ours that always invites over one of his medium friends, his friends who is a medium, and she goes around and everybody brings a picture, and she goes around, she holds the picture, and she tries to, as best she can, to connect to people's loved ones. This is Wally behind me, by the way. He is killing my stones that are back there. She had brought with her somebody who was like an apprentice that year. So this was about, 3 or 4 years ago. And she said, well, this person, you know, from time to time, Wally, stealing my stand for my stone. From time to time, she said this person might jump in and either say things that she is seeing or feeling. And she says, and I really want her to try and open up. So she goes, if you guys don't mind, you know, she's going to be with me. She's also going to be helping me with the tarot readings afterwards. I wanted to get a reading with Mary, but she was busy. There was like a line of people that wanted to, you know, talk to her and get a reading afterwards. And this is just like a get together. It's the Dia de los Muertos, like, you know, annual get together. And so I decided to get a reading with her apprentice, and her apprentice looked like she was really nervous because, you know, and she told me, you know, she hadn't really done many readings before, and she says, you know, this is something that she's really into, and she's trying really hard to learn, and she's so happy to have, you know, Mary as her like master teacher. And so I was like, okay, like I don't know like what to ask. And so then I started asking about like career and things like that, and it was so interesting because I had no idea really like what the cards meant at the time. Like I had dabbled in tarot, but I still needed guidebooks, and I hadn't really opened my intuition all that much. And so I kind of knew a little bit about the cards that were on the table, but she was like really diving into stuff that I couldn't even see in the cards. And it was like, wow, how are you getting all that from like a card? She, you know, told me a lot about what was going on in my career at the time, and things with my intuition and my clairs. And she said, you know, at that time, she says, it's like you have the ability to be, you know, a really strong presence in this community, like the spiritual community. Like she says, you have the ability to, you know, talk to spirit, and you have the ability to, you know, really open up those clairs, but it seems like there's a wall right now. And I would say, yeah, that's pretty accurate at the time. But she says it's like you're little by little like really starting to open yourself up. And at that time I was like, yes, you know, because I'm becoming less scared and less nervous about it. So it was a really powerful reading, and I don't know, I felt bad at the time because I was like kind of bummed because I wanted this other person to give me a reading, and I was like, oh, this is like the professional, like the queen of tarot readings, you know. And it's like, oh, I got the apprentice, you know. And now I know that that was kind of dumb of me, because that doesn't mean that this person was any less good or talented than, you know, the other person, the master. Yes, Mary had been doing it longer. Yes, Mary, you know, can kind of just crank out tarot cards, and she just knows, you know, what's going on, what's coming out of those cards. But this person was very good, and I got a really good reading. And it's just that, you know, maybe she didn't have a whole lot of experience giving readings to others, but she was very talented at what she did. And so it made me reevaluate a lot of things, you know, about that. And, you know, just because somebody has done something for a really long time, it doesn't even have to be tarot, doesn't mean that they are, you know, so much better than somebody who is brand new. And, you know, you could kind of put that in any kind of sense. And so that was really something I needed to see and understand at that time. I heard a lot of things that I needed to hear, you know, through the cards. And as I'm sitting there and I'm looking around, and this was also like a really powerful get together that we had, because I actually smelled and sensed my Nana, and everybody else could too that was around me. I was like, do you guys smell Avon perfume? And everybody could. We were trying to track down the smell, and it was coming off of me. And I assure you, I do not own Avon perfume. I think I just had some essential oil on at that time, but everybody could smell it around me. And Mary had, you know, dove into her mediumship thing that she does, and she mentioned my Nana, and that my Nana was around me at that time. And I was like, whoa. And it was just like this epiphany that I had after that reading, after really sensing my Nana, whereas, you know, before I kind of sensed spirit, but it was kind of like a, you know, I'm kind of opening myself up, but kind of not. Yeah, and that was I would say a really powerful get together. And at the end of the reading, which I think I took way more of this person's time that I probably should have, because I was just like question after question, and we were having so much fun. And it was like towards the end of the night, and I was like one of the last people that she was reading for. But I was like, yeah, I said, you know, it feels like this is something I want to do someday. And she says, well, you definitely can. She says, look at me. She says, I felt like, you know, I could never do something like this. And I'm so glad that I came to her for a reading, because, like, you know, it was being able to see somebody who was just starting off, just kind of opening themselves up, had walked a similar path as me. And yeah, we had so much in common, and that was actually the push that later on started Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. So yeah, I would say that was pretty awesome, pretty sweet. And I hope that with my readings, whether they be my mediumship readings, my tarot readings, or any other kinds of cards that I own, my oracle readings, the Norman, that I am able to have that type of effect on others, where they're able to maybe more clearly see their paths, or maybe more clearly see a situation, or they somehow find some healing, because I had received so much that day from what these people could do, that I was like, I want to do this too, and I know I can. I was just scared. And so yeah. And looks like little Wally has come to join us, and looks like he's very proud of what his mom has done too. And if I didn't have Wally, well, I wouldn't have Kittens and Kittens, Weight, and Tarot. So yeah, or Presley, who we used to have. So yes, that's my answer, and I look forward to watching or reading about other people's responses as well. And if you guys dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe. And if you aren't already one of my patrons, don't forget to sign up. The link for that is down below. I thank all the people that support and help this channel out, as well as my shop, Kittens Weights Tarot, on Etsy. Yeah, and if you guys just want to hang out on social media, that's cool too. I love hanging out with you homies, and all that information is below. So I will catch you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.